Hey,
funny.
Tommy, there's a final story that's out there that I want to run by you because I think it's kind of fascinating. No, this is really this is interesting. I think, frankly, it's kind of weird. Like, why would they do this? But in New York City, the city has put out a PSA, a public service announcement.
Yeah.
Getting people, this really just came out before you and I started talking. I saw this report and I said, well, I'm going to run this by Tommy because I think it's a little weird myself. It's a public service announcement telling New Yorkers how they should prepare for a nuclear attack. Here it is.
So there's been a nuclear attack. Don't ask me how or why, just know that the big one has hit, okay? Step one, get inside.
Yeah,
fast.
no shit.
You, your friends, your family, get inside.
I mean, and she goes on to tell you all these, really? I mean, why? Is there something I don't know?
Well, again, that nuclear thing, there's a lot of money, I guess, to be made with paranoia.
Yes.
People will listen to people that are paranoid, My wife has a habit of every once in a while, her girlfriends will come back with some cockamamie rumor about some things. And it's like, well, I had friends that didn't believe in the vaccination,
Yeah.
Oh no, the government's trying to. Oh my God.
What you just said, I got to tell you, there is a lot of money to be made with paranoia.
Yes. Yeah.
Tommy Chong. Those words are actually, if you just study, I think, if you take just those words, it explains why Fox News wants everybody to be afraid of Mexicans. It explains why MSNBC is Putin, World War III, let's start it, let's attack Russia, that kind of stuff on their end. It explains Donald Trump. It explains everything that's crazy these days. There is money in fear, Tommy.
Paranoia got Trump elected. Those Mexicans are coming across the border. They're taking your guns. They're going to, in the meantime, they're going to clean your house. They're going to take care of your kids. They're going to drive you. They're going to drive for you. They're going to pick your fruit.
They might be your doctor. They might be your lawyer. They might be your business.
All of that. No, that's usually Africans or
Nigerians, right?
Nigerians.
Trump only wants Norwegians over here.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
That, like, you're right. Yeah, you're right. There's problems, but the thing I love about America is that we do have the radicals. We've had peace, and it's boring. To tell you the truth, like these countries, like Sweden or Denmark, they're beautiful and everything else, but damn, beautiful girls too. That's what I like about it. But again, by the way, this is what I've been trying.
I feel like you and I gotta just go hang out one day. I don't know. I think we've been talking for 4.5 hours now. I just but go on.
I was gonna say. What was I going to say?
What was I going to say? God, jeez. Anyway, while you think of it, go ahead.
Okay. I've got a couple of things. People say, "What are you working on?" And by the way, I'll give everybody a hint. Find out who you're talking to. If you're talking to a screenwriter or any kind of a book writer, be careful what you say to them. Like the worst thing you can say to them, say, "So, what you been working on lately?"
Yeah.
You might be there 5 hours or even longer, because I'm one of those guys. So, what have you been up to?
What are you up to, Tommy? Yeah, I know. That was 3 hours ago, and he's still telling me.
What I came up with. First of all, I came up with a great idea for gun control. Not so much gun control, but using the capitalist system to achieve what we want. Now, here's
all right.
my idea for guns. Okay. When you do a movie, and by the way, first of all, my idea of a perfect government is recognizing how powerful movies are. Movies have changed the world, always has, because when they started showing movies and that, they could show things over and over again. You see, and visually, so you can see what's going on. So my theory is, and I'm working on this, is that we need a movie mogul, like MGM, the guy that ran MGM.
William,
or Warner Brothers. And that.
Or
when those guys
Meyer,
were in charge.
right? Wasn't it Bill Meyer, William Meyer, whatever the hell his name was? Yeah.
When they were in charge, they had a code of conduct a moral code that you had to follow,
right? Or
else you couldn't do your movies and so on. Yeah. And then of course, what's that idiot? There's
a lot of them.
Communist country, the communist hater, McCarthy.
Yeah.
Joe McCarthy. He kind of blew a hole into that one, accusing everybody of being a communist, which is horrible. Again, it's judgment. We should not judge. But what I found out is that movies is a perfect way to show what you want done. Okay, so my idea for gun control or the weapons thing is to do like you do in a movie set. Like Alex Baldwin is in deep shit, because he killed the director, he accidentally.
Yeah,
but he broke rules.
He didn't know the gun was loaded, right? I mean, let's be fair to him.
When you have a weapon on a set, you have someone that's in charge of that weapon. They know what's in that weapon. They don't give it to the other guy unless the guy knows exactly what to do and everything else. They broke rules. And so, but what's fixing everything is in fact that they had insurance. And so the people that were hurt, they're going to get paid. The people, that lost money, they're going to get paid, all because of insurance. And so my idea for the weapons control is not controlling, putting laws or anything like that, except have a law that if you're going to have a dangerous weapon or anything like that, it has to be insured. Now, the insurance company won't insure it unless it's being used properly.
That's a fascinating concept.
Being used properly, then they don't get the benefit of the insurance.
So your idea, the one that you would propose is, that's fine. Everybody want to have a gun? Go ahead and have a gun. But you know what? Before you get a gun, you have to insure it. And the insurance is probably going to put you through a whole lot of shit to try and get you to either pay more.
Because the insurance company does it. It's a gamble. The insurance doesn't want.
It's like buying a home next to a mountain or buying a home next to a place where it floods. You're going to pay a lot more. And if you've got anything in your record that would lead them to believe that you're going to be a little dangerous or a little irresponsible with that gun, you're going to pay through the nose for it. So that in and of itself, it's the same thing as the border, Tommy. If we can control credit cards and we can make trillions of dollars that are processed every day with credit cards, we can't figure out who's coming over the border and decide that guy's good, that guy's not good. Come on. It's not fixes. They don't want to fix it.
You have to have money incentive. Yeah. Here's the border. Here's my for the border is to have people. Now, this is what I want to do. I want to shoot a movie about the migration from the South America. Okay. Now, what I want to do, I want to form a movie company, and I want to hire all the people that marched in that long trek. I want to hire them as actors. I want to get them visas. I want to bring them into the country. And the thing is about an acting a movie company is everybody works.
Yeah.
Even the people that don't, that are laid up even. You can even put them to work.
They actually
extras or whatever, or babysitters or whatever.
They actually pay well.
To do.
Yeah.
And the great thing about a movie company is that in order to work for a movie company, you have to join all the guilds, and so you have health coverage, you're insured, the kids have to go to school because and so the schools are
it's funny, I'm listening to you and you're proposing capitalism, but at the same time you want to make sure it's properly regulated, and because you're proposing capitalist, the left is going to say, oh, look at you, you're a fascist, but because you're also proposing regulations, the right is going to say you're a communist. So you know what, that's the world we live in, Tommy.
No,
you can't win.
Me all you want, but it works. Here's the thing: when you bet someone into a movie, to hire them for a movie, you know everything about them. You know their education. You know everything about them, and there's a moral code with everything. And by the way, that's my solution for the homeless too. You know what the homeless solution is?
Mm-hmm.
Is to designate areas as a movie set. And everybody on that set, you either work for the movie company as an actor or writer, or whatever, joining all the guilds, or if you're, say, a nutcase that doesn't want to be around people and that, you have to leave that area. You can't be in that area because it's a movie set. And then when the movie's finished, we strike the set. Because you shouldn't have people living on the street without proper sanitation and all that other stuff. No matter who they are. If you want to go to a camp, you want to be a camper, then go to a campground. In fact, that's what we could have is definitely a campground. But with the homeless people, a lot of them they're exhibitionists. They could afford to live in fact, back in the day when you had hobos, there was a lot of hobos. Again, not homeless people, but
what's the difference between isn't a hobo just the term we used to use to refer to homeless people? What's the difference between hobo and homeless to you?
But there's a lot of homeless and a lot of hobos back in the day. They had a place to live, but because they were alcoholics, they didn't want to get drunk and act pissing themselves and in their home. And so they would go hang out. And
they just lived out. See, and that gets us back to that
pass out, live there, and then when someone found them, would go home to their home.
And
a lot of it is a choice.
My friend, dear Tommy, gets us back to marijuana. See, if they weren't alcoholics and instead just smoked weed once in a while, they would have probably been able to go back to their wives and their kids instead of trying to hide from, as you explained.
Control of their brain, their thinking. They would be able to think clearly. Alcohol just changes your personality. And by the way, I took a course in when I was in prison. I took a drug education course. It was mandatory. I loved it, and I found out shit about alcohol that really. It kept me from. In fact, I quit drinking when I got out of prison. I never drank. I haven't drank since because I learned that alcohol, you will die if you drink alcohol. Either you can OD on alcohol, or your health, liver, your body does reject it because you're drinking poison. And what I learned about alcohol is that ether, this is the way they used to operate on people. They would put you under with ether, which is alcohol.
Yeah.
And what ether did, it would put you under close to death. That's why you have the people, the anesthesiologist standing there watching your heart and everything else. Because if you get too much, you're going to die. So they're there.
No, listen, your argument is sound. The fact of the matter is no one has ever been known to die from marijuana use. No. And tens of thousands of people die weekly all around the world from, in one form or another, from the use and abuse of alcohol. Yeah. By the way, if you like that comment from Tommy and you want to hear another one, because he's full of them, all you got to do is click right here. And if you want to see an entirely different segment that we've done, then click here. This is Rick Sanchez News, a part of Agua Media.
Agua